Three, two, one, and we're live.
Welcome everybody, Thursday night Zoom call. We're so happy you're here. And tonight we sort of brainstormed a little bit because there's so much to talk about, so much to share. You guys, same thing, we love when you share with us. So we're gonna get this started with a little bit about the business and rock.
Thank you very much. So, just before the call, we just were chatting about what are some of the things that we can share with you guys that can bring value to your businesses. And what better topic but to talk about you as Monat business owners. What does that mean, right? So as a business owner, for those of you who've owned a business, you know that it's important to know what type of value do you provide your clients, your customers, right? So your VIPs, your MPs, and your retail customers. So the way that we look at being a business owner is really understanding the value that we bring to people's lives. So I want to pose a question to all of you as MPs that are watching this is, what value are you providing your customers, your MPs? And we'll go deeper into that because it's so important. And why it's important to reflect on that is because when you're out there sharing the products, when you're out there sharing your experience with Blossom, with Monat, it's important to know, why are you sharing it? What's the purpose behind sharing what you're sharing? Because if we just, aimlessly share, oh, hey, I got some good products, they're anti-aging and da-da-da-da-da, what's going to end up happening is there's really no direction in that conversation. You're leaving it open-ended, where if you have an intent behind what you're doing, I'll give you a quick example. Our intent as, Monat business owners and, being able to share, the products, the services, what it all includes is just, getting people to know that not only are they supported, but they're able to use and consume these products to get them to a place of really loving their hair again, right? And that's it. And just having them have an easy transition from what they're currently using to being able to transition into Monat in a way that it's effortless and it's not a big ass trouble for them to do that. Because, in my idea, it's like, oh, there's this whole transition phase and you got to do this and you got to do that. And all of this stuff, it can be super overwhelming for people. And so for us, we just want it to be super simple, super easy. And for those of you that watched last week's call, I kind of explained to you the process that we take people through, and I'll break it down quickly for you guys. So it's really, I have a conversation with someone. If something around hair, skin, or nails come up, then we talk about it and we share about it. And then if they ask about our hairs, it's more so Nadine than mine. But we'll share. I was like, oh, I've actually went through a hair quiz to figure out which products are best for me. And I'm using this and this is the reasons why. We all have our own story, right, around Monat and why and what it's done for us. But then from there, they get taken to a hair quiz, a very basic hair quiz. We can put the link in the replay here as well so that you guys can go through it if you like. But from there, they fill out a few questions. Those questions then get sent to Shampoo, who is our product specialist. And I say our product specialist because it's your product specialist as well. And you all have access to her. You guys can talk to her as regularly as you want. And then after they have the conversation, she sends them an email with the recommended products. And in that email, they can click the link to order right then and there, or click the link to talk to, a salesperson, someone that can assist them with making their order, someone that can assist them with which products to choose from, and so on. And then after that, they make their order, they get an email that will explain to them how to use the products, and then they start to integrate it into their everyday. So for me as an MP, it's super simple, super easy. I just have to direct them to a hair quiz, and then they're able to have, for one, what I said earlier, the easy transition to have the support, and then eventually get them to a place of loving their hair again, right? So, the reason why it's important to think about, what is it that we're bringing to people that are going to be consuming our products? We want that process for them to go through this process in a way that's in alignment with what our values are. So for me, the value is wanting them to go through something so easily and effortlessly that they have no problem paying whenever they have to reorder, or have no problem, throwing out or putting aside all of their current products that they're using to start integrating Monat into their everyday. Yeah, so it's really going into, you know, what value are you providing for people that you're talking to Monat about. And then Melissa brought up something, you know, super supportive and important about, you know, comparing the different companies that you resonate with. So if you want to share what you shared earlier, Melissa.
Sure. Sure. I was just thinking, like, if you think about your favorite store, or whether it be, like, it doesn't even have to be a hair specific store, whatever store it is, or space in the city or whatever, it's like to think why it's your favorite. What makes it your favorite? Is it the atmosphere? Is it the service? Is it the marketing? Is it so that it resonates, so it feeds your or so that it can inspire you in the way you're posting things? Because if we're constantly just posting the sales, I know I have other people on my feed that are selling other products, and I get a notice in my, like, my little notifications, and then I see that person's name, and I don't even click on her VIP group because I know it's going to be a sale, and it doesn't resonate with me as to why I should use it, right? So thinking about the importance of educating, but in a cool and in a way that makes it your own, is a cool thing to think about. Yeah.
And I think what's super cool about being business owners and network marketing in general is that it's a very, it's a low expense, a low investment to own your own business. And the cool thing about that is you have this opportunity to have your dream business. You know what I mean? Like literally for whatever dollar amount, anywhere from 200 to, you know, the $900 for the overachievers, you know, you literally have a business where you don't have to stock inventory. You don't have to deal with customer service. You don't have to deal with, you know, creating marketing material, creating videos, staffing people. You don't have to deal with any of that. You don't have to deal with the warehouse, but you have the ability to create an income as a CEO of a business if you understand the principles of providing great value to people. Like, you know, I'm so glad that you shared that, Melissa, because when you think about, you know, think back to when you were dealing with a business and you had a fucking, like, a horrible experience.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, would you ever go back to them? More than likely not. And more than likely, when you talk to people, you're probably going to share your experience if they ask you, right? And so if you put some thought around how do you want people to experience you when it comes to Monat, and I'm not saying that your identity has to be Monat driven. It's just Monat is something that we've incorporated into our life, and it's something that it's just added value. You know what I mean? And so when that topic does come up, like for example, I picked up our son today, or sorry, I dropped off our kids to outdoor school this morning, and then one of the moms, she asked me, she's like, oh, so you know, I know you were talking to my husband, and you know, like we're really interested in what is it that you guys do. And I shared a little bit insight into that, and then we talked a little bit about Monat, and I talked to her about how, you know, we have our product specialist, Sharu, and all this stuff. And we talked about Monat just a little bit, but she's like, oh man, like, does that product line, does that help with gray hair? Does it help with, you know, dry hair? I was like, you know, it definitely can. It really depends on a number of different things. And then we kind of got cut off there, which was perfect because it left her in the, you know, like, oh, like I want to know more. You know what I mean? And so what I did was when I saw her, when we picked them up, I gave her a card, this card here that I showed last week,
Nice.
so that she can fill out a hair quiz. And if you guys don't have those cards, then just message me on Facebook and we can talk about something that can assist you with that in getting some for yourself, or a blossom card, or whatever you guys are looking for. But I share this because, again, I wasn't trying to sell her. I wasn't trying to prospect her. I was just sharing and answering her question. And then from there, she hasn't filled it out yet. But the cool thing is that I'm not having to pitch her on the products. Now I've given her the information. Now she's going to talk to Sharu, or she's going to go through the hair quiz. Then she's going to talk to Sharu. And then if she ends up resonating with it, then she'll order, right? But again, it came up so organically where I wasn't trying to force it down her. Like, hey, you got to check this out. Like, man, you want some good hair? Like, you got to buy this stuff. You know what I mean? it was again, in the conversation, it unfolded so organically because she was asking me what I was doing, and what we were doing for income and stuff like that. But yeah, like, again, it's thinking back, like, what kind of an experience do you want people to have in any interaction you have when it comes to Monat, anything that's driven by Monat. And you think back on some of the experiences you've had with companies that you've had an amazing time with, like, you're like, holy shit, I'm going to come back and I'm going to order again, or I'm going to buy again from this company, or I'm going to drive X amount of kilometers to go back to that same restaurant because of the user experience. And that's one term that I want you just to kind of hold in the forefront of your mind. It's your user experience, user experience. Because if you can get clear on how do you want people to experience you when you guys talk about Monat, what you'll find is you're going to end up experiencing people going through that same process, right? Like, our intent is that people go through an easy transition and they just fall in love with the products. And again, any person that we've shared it with, they have, right? Just because I'm clear with what value and what our intent is behind it all. Yeah, again, one of the things, did any of you guys want to share anything around what we were just talking about, what value are we sharing with our clients and customers and stuff like that?
Do you guys hear me?
We can.
Oh, you do? Okay. Sorry, I just picked up my dog from the vet, so I was like, oh my God. So I just jumped on. So I have no idea what you guys were just talking about. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's good to hear your voice, Angela.
Hi.
Hey. What's happening? So, yeah, one of the things I want to share with you guys is this, that will really help you to define that, because, like, even this thinking about what value am I bringing, like, it's like, holy shit, like, that's, like, how do I answer that, right? If we've never put thought into the value that we're putting into, our customers, our business, and so on. I wanted to share this with y'all. So just give me a second here. Boom. So last week I shared with you guys, let me just move that bad boy. I'll just minimize this. I shared with you guys the Monat Blossom Team Community in Bloom page, and this page, it's a training page that's specifically designed and catered to MPs that are wanting to gain more clarity on their business, but also themselves as well, right? So if you want to be added to this, in the comments below, just add, please add me to the group, and the person that brought you into Monat can add you to it, and then you'll get approved from there. But where you want to start is you click on this units here, and then you read the description, and it'll tell you about what the intent is behind this page. And then it's broken out into units, right? And so the welcome unit, so unit number 1 is the welcome unit. Welcome to Monat Blossom Team. You click on see more, and then you click on the video or the link here. It'll take you to the welcome video that explains a little bit more behind the scenes of what we've created here for all of us, to support all of us. And there's some lovely people right there. But what I want you guys to do is every time that you finish a unit, just hit I'm done, and then you click on next unit, because what it will do is it'll track your progress. But here's the one that's going to really start to help you define and develop what your value is and what your intent is behind your your Monat business there. So in step 1, when you click on this, it's a self-assessment, right? So it's going to assist you with gaining clarity on where you are, and what you're wanting to do when it comes to this business there. Hey, Melissa, do you mind doing me a favor and muting out Angela for me? That'd be awesome.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Thank you. And so once you do this, what happens, you just go through the process. You click on ready. It'll take you through a series of questions. Just answer them to the best of your ability. And then what will happen is it's going to, this first step here will allow you to be prepared for the next step, which will take you into deeper onto how do you want people to perceive you, right? So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So you just click on next unit there. But right here, it's the new identity. So it's really helping you find success easily. And so as you go through this, it's going to help you to figure out what value are you wanting to bring to people, right? So again, this whole process has been designed to assist you with that. So don't worry if you don't know what value you're bringing to people. Just go through this process here, so that way, you can have a little bit of insight based on where you are and what you're wanting to bring. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys as far as what that looks like, and assisting you with figuring out what value you're bringing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to just personally share a little.
Aside from that, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Just
Go ahead.
personally, because I started Monat not really knowing what value I brought, but I knew that I had a product that brought value to people's lives, and I was passionate about it. And it seemed effortless in the beginning. Then all of a sudden, it paused and like stopped, and I was like, "Oh shoot, what am I doing wrong here?" Like, and what I believe what was happening is that passion about the product became about money, and I was trying to bring money in. And people can sense that, and obviously so the shift for me was bringing it back to the passion of wanting to help people and growing as a result. So I just wanted to bring that in, because if you feel a little overwhelmed or not sure, we've kind of been there where we weren't sure either. So if you want to reach out to us and we could have private chats, like I'd love to talk to you guys about that.
And I'd love to add something to that as well, Chris. You reminded me, like, part of, like, in general, Monat says that a VIP will generally place 3 to 4 orders in their VIP span. And I'm at the point now where my first VIPs are starting, like, they have a lot of product, they have way too much product, and they're like, I'm gonna cancel. They're not canceling their account, but they're canceling their flex shifts, because they're like, I don't know when I'll need more. And some of them said, like, it was good, I loved the experience, but I'm going to take a break. And to me, the first time I had that call, I was like, oh no, I was really like, I was in a panic, because it's like, oh no, I'm losing my VIPs and that residual income. And then I thought of it as instead of coming to it as a place of lack, I was like, abundance. How do I help them throughout this whole stage? How do I make their ending with my business just as amazing as when they started? So it's like giving them that full support and being like, yeah, perfect. I love the results you had, and you're a VIP for life. You can always come back, and helping them close their account with Monat. And then even like some of them that I know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to write them a thank you card for encouraging my small business, and mail it to them, because that's what they'll remember. Because if you think like, oh, you're done to me, okay, I'm done with you. And it's like, they're not going to pass the word along when they hear someone say they're having hair issues. Mm-hmm. And if you do give them good service, they might say, hey, my friend, I used it and it worked, and who knows, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Totally. And you bring up such a great point there, is because, again, yes, we're a part of Monat, but we all are independent distributors, partners within the company. So we have this opportunity to not only leverage Monat and what they've built, but also allowing ourselves to design our user experience of every customer, every VIP, every MP to go through, where I love that, sending a personalized note to thank them, which was great. Like we know Crystal, like, we're cousins. And the thing is when we came in, she sent us like a gift, which was super cool. Like, it was totally unexpected, but I was like, holy shit, like, okay, it inspired me to want to do more. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's just like, what is that experience that you want people to go through as well? Like, a handwritten note is so key. Mm-hmm. And so just those little things, it doesn't have to cost money. And we're not saying go spend a lot of money on your people. It's just a little handwritten note just saying, hey, thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, or, hey, you can also call our product specialist. And I'll make sure we have all that information as far as what that would look like for you guys. We can even create a template for what that looks like as far as a thank you card. Because again, we want to look at it as, we want our customers to be lifetime customers, people that are going to constantly order every single time they need new product, and not second guess where are they going to buy it from, right? Because again, when it comes to owning Monat as a business, the longevity of it, it really depends on what is their experience. So again, there goes that term, user experience, with you. So again, there's a lot of these little things that you can do just to make it unique and personalize it so that you stand out to them whenever they think about hair and nails, right? Like, I'll give you a quick example of that. Like, so, you know, we have we came in with the overachiever, so we had a lot of extra product, right? Like, I personally don't need the IRT spray or anything like that. So our chiropractor, I shared this story last week, but I'll condense it and shorten it here. But we ended up gifting him a package that he can start using and stuff like that. But the intent wasn't for me to sell him. The intent was just to share something that can benefit him. And the last time we saw him, he's like, holy crap, man, like I'm starting to feel a difference. Even if it's not growing in, the fact that I'm seeing it be fuller, like I feel better about myself, right? And then I still sent him, like when we came in, we gave that to him, but we also had the kids, like they drew him a little drawing there, and we gave that to him and stuff like that. But again, whether he becomes a VIP or an MP later on, the thing is, I just want to be able to allow people to have a fun and enjoyable experience whenever they're interacting with us, whatever it has to do with, whether it's donate, whether it's anything else involved with. So that way we leave them wanting more, right? So yeah, you know, like again, just thinking about how can you personalize what you guys are doing when you're sharing it with people. And, you know, you brought up another cool thing, which is, you know, thinking about the money, Crystal, because again, we know what it feels like to be sold, right? And no one wants to be sold. We just want to bring the information to people and allow them to make an educated decision based on what information they have. And so, you know, we really look at what we do is we're the bringer of information. We're the bringer of knowledge, right? We just bring people this information so they can make better decisions based on where they are and what they're needing. Yeah. Did you guys want to add anything to that? Anyone?
I'd love for other people to, on future Thursdays, like I'm just looking at the people on right now, like Ange, she just did an event. My sister was with her and she's like, you need to see this girl in action. Like, she's so good with people. Like, those relationships are key. Like, that's in any job, right? Relationships. So like, you know, it would be awesome if anybody, if you're comfortable to come on a Thursday and just share a little bit about your experiences doing vendor shows or wine and wash, or Ella just did, she shared her why, like that gave me goosebumps. I actually watched it 3 times, you know what I mean? Because that's amazing. I love it. So if any of you want to share that, that'd be awesome in upcoming weeks. If you're comfortable, you could just tell us that you're comfortable and we could totally make it about that.
I have a silly question actually for Ella. I tried to watch your live. It's on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Was it your live story? Was it a story? Because I couldn't find it.
It was live. It should have stayed on my story.
For 24 hours.
Her profile picture, you'll see it.
Yeah, I clicked and nothing was coming up for it.
No, I think I might have saved it.
Okay.
But I actually had a kind of a cool experience with that too. I had a girl message me and she had just started. And it was kind of the idea of I had said in my live that it wasn't me trying to push product. It was me trying to express an opportunity and how much fun I was having. So a girl had messaged me and said, you know, I just started and I'm really messaging people and I'm really trying to push the product. And I had said, you know, really focus on showing the experience more so than trying to reach out to people and push a product. Because like you said, it is kind of annoying when you're bombarded with, look at this product, it's amazing, like it's amazing and I'll tell you why. And I said, you know, share your experience. Get the products, wait for your package, hand out samples, you know, mail some if you need to mail some, because for me, like, I think to show people that I'm here for their convenience. And I said, post pictures of like, of the results and say, you know, how happy you feel once you start using the products. And I said, try and more so let people come to you, I guess, than it was trying to push a product. So that was kind of cool, even only being with Monat for a month, and somebody had reached out to me and was like, I need help. I was like, oh, okay.
That's so cool.
No, but I definitely feel like that applies trying to show an experience in a community than it just being the products.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
You know, what's cool too, you know, for those of you that are wanting to be more public and share your experience through social media, the cool thing is that like the potential for you to have a huge impact on people all throughout North America is significant. Because there's a lot of people that are watching your feeds that you might not even know. You know, like a quick example of it, like you know, we had our Instagram, and the main purpose of our Instagram was just to share. Well, not necessarily even to share, was just to document our journey when we started traveling. And so we just started posting for us because, you know, with Instagram, you can export them and to have like Instagram create like a video of all of your pictures and stuff like that. And that was the intent. But what ended up happening was, as we started doing that and we started sharing what we were doing, we had a lot of people like instant message us and say, hey, like, what are you guys doing that allows you to travel the way you guys are? And so that led into us impacting people that we had no idea was even following us, because they weren't even following us. They just asked, oh yeah, you know, we saw some stuff on your Instagram, but I looked at, were they following us? And they weren't. But that's the thing. There's people that are watching us that we might not even know it. And so if you have a desire to share more, again, like that's something that we could talk about, because, you know, for those of you that want to learn more about marketing, and, you know, we have a lot of information, a lot of strategies that we can share with you on how to grow your Instagram, how to grow your Facebook, if that's something that you have a desire around, right? But the main thing is really focusing on what we talked about earlier, is what value are you bringing, and what is your intent behind sharing Monat with people? Or even just what is your intent in general? Like, what is it that you're wanting to gain through this experience of going through Monat, going through Blossom? Because if you want to own a business and be able to allow it to generate $2,000 to $2,000 or more extra dollars on a monthly basis, it's possible. It's just a matter of gaining a little bit more clarity in different areas of your life, so that way it can come to fruition as you put those things into motion. Which leads me into one thing that I want to share with you guys, because, you know, like, we're all pretty busy, right? Like, we all have, you know, some of us have families, we have jobs, and all of these different things that we're involved with. And, you know, a question that I get a lot is, you know, how do you get all the stuff done in a day? And my answer to that is, I don't. You know, I do the best that I can to get the things that need to get done in the priority sequence that I put them in. And so I have a to-do list. I don't know if you guys do to-do lists or not, but what I do is every evening, so before I go to bed, before I shut down for the evening, I grab my notepad, and then I just write out all the things that I need to get done tomorrow, right? So you go through your day, you figure out all the things, you accomplish all the things that you do. At the end of the night, you figure out, okay, I didn't accomplish all this other stuff. What do I need to get done now or tomorrow morning, right? So I write them all down, and then that way it's out of my head. I can sleep knowing that everything that I was thinking of is on this piece of paper. And then in the morning, as I go through my morning routine, you know, again, I won't go into too much detail about it, but, you know, if you can prevent yourself from opening up social media and your emails the very first thing that you guys do in the morning, you'll notice a significant difference in your life. Significant. Because social media, it's a loophole, man. Like, it'll freaking, or a vortex rather, it'll suck you into other people's lives, and it can put you into a range of emotions that you may or may not want to go through at that time. But when I do, you know, when it's time to actually start focusing on my business and the things that I want to accomplish in the day, the first thing I do before opening up social media, before opening up emails or anything like that, or even before even turning on my computer, is I go back to that list of my to-do list, and I prioritize the things that I have to get done. Because, you know, in the evening, as I get all that stuff out of my head and onto a piece of paper, when I reflect back on it in the morning, there's probably going to be more things that I have to add to that, because it's a never ending list, right? It's constantly, we're constantly adding onto it. And so I add on whatever else has come to mind since then. And then I prioritize it. I like using like highlighters and stuff like that, just to make it brighter and stuff. So what I would do is I'll highlight the things that need to get done as a priority. And if I can get those things done, and it's just 3 things that I highlight, 3 things. So then that way, you know, at the end of the day, I know that those 3 things not only are done, but I cross them out. Because as you cross them out, there's that sense of accomplishment. And then at the end of the day, I don't know if any of you guys have ever felt this, but you know, you have so much shit that you got to get done, or so much stuff that you have to get done. And then at the end of the day, you're like, holy crap, like I didn't even do anything. Like, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything, right? But when you do this to-do list, you can look at your list. If you cross them all off, you're like, holy crap, like I got so much stuff done, right? So you end your day on such a high, because you saw how productive you were. You reflect on the things that you need to get done tomorrow, and then it's just, you know, again, it's a part of my routine, and that right there has been a huge contributor to the success that we've experienced in our life, not just financially, but also emotionally and spiritually and physically. Because no one, I should only speak for myself, but I know for me, if I can minimize my level of stress, then my life will be so much easier. You know what I mean? Like my relationship with my kids, my relationship with my wife, relationship with clients will be so much more enjoyable because the stress is gone, right? So if I were to give you guys any tip when it comes to productivity, when it comes to growing your business, when it comes to anything around business, is, you know, asking yourself, do you do a to-do list? And if you don't, then take time in the morning. It takes you 2-3 minutes. It doesn't have to take a long, drawn out thing that's going to take you hours, but just take time to figure out what needs to get done tomorrow in the evening when you end your day. You'll find that you're going to sleep better too. And then in the morning, before you start your business stuff, then look at that list again, reprioritize it if you need to add to it. And then at the end of the day, look at it and it's like, holy crap, congratulate yourself. Celebrate the fact that you accomplished what you accomplished, even if you didn't accomplish everything, because the reality is you're not going to accomplish everything. On my list today, I only accomplished one of those things that needed to get done because other things came up. You know what I mean? And so, and that's okay. It's a matter of not being so hard on ourselves so that we can be easier on ourselves and just love ourselves. Because the times that we, you know what I mean, like regret or like, oh, I should have done more, or just hard on ourselves, it just adds into, you know, the vibe of our businesses. You know what I mean? So that would be one tip I would share with you guys when it comes to, you know, really growing your guys' businesses, because it's been major.
Major laser. I like it a lot. That's the first thing I do is I go on Instagram. So and now I started walking the dog right after. So I'm like, I'm being healthy, but yeah. I'm gonna try to not do that and just walk the dog.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Like, so like we live probably about a 10-minute walk to where we drop the kids off at outdoor school. And why I really love dropping them off is not because I get to do that with them, but it's my walk home. Mm-hmm. So on my walk home, I bring my phone, like just to check stuff, like as far as the schedule goes, but it's on airplane mode. Like when I'm not using it. If I can, I'll leave it home if I know I don't need it. But the thing is that when I'm walking home, like I'm just thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. You know what I mean? Like if it's hard to figure out what are you grateful for, just start with, oh, I'm grateful for the air that I'm breathing, grateful for the trees. I'm grateful for the fact that I don't have a dog, but you know, Chris, the fact that I get to walk a dog. You know, just finding the reasons why you're grateful, you're going to find that it puts you into a state of bliss, a state of gratitude. And in that state of gratitude, when you actually translate that into your business, you get so much done. But not only that, you start to become a magnet for people that are in a place of gratitude and appreciation, and people that will see the value that you're bringing to them. And that's what they're going to be sharing with you too. So yeah, that's cool. You know, again, we don't want to keep these calls super long, right? Just because we know how busy you guys are. Ooh, what's that? Seaweed. Yeah, buddy.
Poke around.
Let me get some. but yeah, again, if there's anything that you guys would love to talk about, because for those of you that are interested, like I'm happy to jump on and like to focus our conversations around growing our businesses, different strategies that we can be implementing into our everyday. And again, what's important is having the feedback from you guys, because it's mostly the three of us, like Crystal, Melissa, and I, like we're collaborating on a regular. And we'd love to add you guys into that if you guys are wanting it. And again, it's not something that you guys have to do. It's not, you're not obligated to get on these calls or brainstorm with us. It's only if you guys are wanting, because, we're happy to be there and support you guys if you're needing the support, or even if you're desiring the support. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk more about, that you guys want to explore, do us a favor, just put it in the comments below and let us know, and we'll make sure that we'll do that for you guys. And if there's anything else that you guys want to share, I think we're good for the evening.
I would just say, if you're watching this on the replay, put #replay so it can pop up at the top of the Facebook feed. And just reminder that my intent is to post these videos the same week they air. I try to do it within a few days, but like life sometimes happens. But if you click on the video on the menu on the side, you will see all the videos. And what I'm adding now is kind of a thumbnail to the video, so it says the date and the topics explored. So if you missed some, you could easily see what you've missed and watch it then.
Awesome. So with all that being said, blossom away, y'all. We love you guys.
Good night.
Good evening.
Good night.
Ciao.